there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library. And I'm here with a brand new dragon friend with me today to talk to you about this book that we're really excited about. Now, the last couple of weeks, we've talked about books that were by authors that were pretty well-known authors, like Ann Patchett, Catcher in a Ward. And even if you haven't read anything by them necessarily, it's probably, the case that you've at least heard of them. Well, this is an author that maybe one that you've heard of before, but she's writing a different kind of book than she usually does. And this is a book that I think is flying under a lot of people's radars, and I really want more people to read it because I think it's absolutely fantastic. And it was really exciting and thrilling to read, and I think that you will like it as well. So the book that I'm talking about is The St. Ambrose School for Girls, and this is by Jessica Ward. So first I just want to say I love this cover, right? It's got this like school on the cover in this ominous sort of way, and I love that the colors are just very starkly pink and black. It's super fun. And I want to talk about this author for a moment because it says Jessica Ward on here. Now, I had to look this up because I wasn't sure about this, because this author doesn't normally write under this name. So this is the first time she's written, as far as I know, under the name Jessica Ward. Usually she writes under the title of J.R. Ward. And J.R. Ward is an author that writes a lot of paranormal romance. She writes a lot of urban fantasy and urban romance and things like that. This is the first, as far as I know, the first thriller that she's written. And I had no idea that she was writing a thriller. I had no idea that this was even by her at first. I actually thought it was maybe by her daughter or something like that. And then when I actually looked into it, I'm like, oh, wait, that is actually J.R. Ward, and she's just using a different name. So that's pretty cool. This is a thriller. It is a dark academia story, which, if you know me, you know that I absolutely just devour dark academia as a genre. I love it so much. And it's the story of a girl named Sarah who is going to this like prestigious school for the first time, and she knows that she doesn't really fit in. Everybody wears all these designer clothes and everything like that, and she just dresses all in black and, has this sort of emo attitude. Oh, this takes place in the 90s too, by the way. So as much as I am loath to say this, this would probably be considered historical fiction. Oh my gosh, I hate to think of that as a 90s girl myself, thinking of that as historical fiction. But yes, this doesn't take place in current time. It takes place in the 90s. So she's going to the school for the first time. I said before that she doesn't really fit in, and a lot of it is because of the way she dresses, and she's also very shy and doesn't talk a lot. But it's also because she's hiding the fact that she is bipolar. She's on medication for being bipolar, and she does not want her classmates to know. So, unfortunately, right off the bat, she becomes the target of the school bully, Greta, who just decides to make Sarah's life a living nightmare. But luckily, she is able to become friends with her roommate, this girl named Ellen, nicknamed Stratz, because her last name is Stratsberry. And then she becomes friendly with the RA in their dorm room, this young, very good-looking man named Nick. So she thinks, as long as I've got these two people on my side, it's fine. I don't mind about the bullying. But the bullying gets worse and worse and worse and worse until finally there is a death on campus. And Sarah finds herself in the middle of all of this, trying to figure out, what happened, why it happened, who did it, and if there were a lot of other things going on beneath the surface of the school that she had no idea about, and trying to untangle all of that. I thought this book was really good. I thought that the writing was really good, the pacing was good. There were a couple different twists in it, and I didn't see one. I kind of guessed, but the other ones I did not. So I was really pleasantly surprised with that. And I thought that the way that the mental illness in this book was handled was really well. I don't have bipolar disease, and neither does the author. She did make, she wrote in the afterword about that and the research that she did, and the sensitivity readers that she had read this. which is pretty interesting. I think if you are interested in that and you read this, make sure you read her afterward as well. But I thought it was handled really well. It wasn't done as like a gimmicky thing, you know, like sometimes authors do. It was handled really well. And Sarah, I just really felt for her. I thought she was a really great character. I was rooting for her. There's a lot of twistiness, like I said, that happens, especially towards the end, that I thought was really great. And I do think that this book is the type of book that even if you don't like the characters necessarily, like if you're not a fan of them, you will still be drawn in by them and by their story unfolding and wanting to see what happens next. So it's definitely one of those twisty thrillers. Loved it a lot. Highly recommend it. I wish more people were talking about it, because I think it's actually a really worthwhile read. That is the St. Ambrose School for Girls. So if you like dark academia stories, if you like thrillers and mysteries, if you just like books set in the 90s that are written really well, I think there's a lot to love here. So that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this book sounds really awesome and exciting and that you are interested to read it. If so, please feel free to come and check it out from Farmington Community Library. And also please give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and have a wonderful rest of the day.